Brett Brown, you are killing me. You're killing me. You're killing me! Is Brett Brown on the hot seat? Yes. Absolutely. Brett Brown is definitely on the hot seat. Listen, man. The past couple years, people have been calling for Brett Brown's job, and I defended him. I always defended him because he got us through the tanking era. You know, people posted the most losses in Sixers history and all this stuff on the coach like it was his fault we were tanking. I mean, give the guy credit for that. He took over a tanking team. It's not his fault they lost 9,000 games in 3 years. But now you have arguably the most talented roster in the NBA. Is it complicated? Yes. Are there a lot of moving parts? Yes. Is there a lot of fit issues, things to figure out? Yes. But you know what? Any coach in the NBA would love to have this roster. So at the end of the day, Brett Brown just has to figure it out. He absolutely has to figure it out. The main thing that's pointing to him is, how many years in a row are we going to have turnover issues? I mean, at some point it comes back to the coach, doesn't it? Even if you say, well, it's the players are turning over the ball. Yeah, but the coach is continuously putting the players in those situations like this. Like consistently having your 7-footer at the top of the key with the ball in his hands in crunch time. What happened in Game 7 against the Raptors? What happened? 2 series in a row where Brett Brown tried to force the Joel Embiid, JJ Redick 2-man game at the top of the key. Guess what? Neither of those guys can handle the ball. 2 turnovers in a row, one of them a shot clock violation. We lose the game and don't go to the finals. You know that story. But now, I'm thinking he has a whole offseason to assess things. He's not going to keep doing this. And guess what? When we need a bucket down the stretch, Joel Embiid's not in the post. Again! Joel Embiid is at the top of the key with the ball and being forced to make decisions. He's not a point guard. And he's throwing the ball away. Just turnover after turnover. It was horrible. He had 8 turnovers. You can't keep putting Joel Embiid in charge of the offense from the top of the key. What is going on here? Took Brett Brown 8 games to play Trey Burke. How does that happen? How does that happen? How does he start the season with Furkan Korkmaz? Took him, 5 games to even play Neto? Now he decides to play Trey Burke, and the guy looks serviceable off the bench. Like a guy that can actually make a shot off the bench. Wow, we knew Trey Burke could do that. Everybody in the world knew it, except for Brett Brown for some reason. In this game, one of the biggest games of the season so far, Brett Brown DNP'd Matisse Thybulle. One of the most promising young defensive players in the entire NBA did not touch the floor in a big-time close game in Denver. How does that happen? Down the stretch when you need defensive stops, you got Raul Neto, Korkmaz, whoever else on the floor? James Ennis? You're not putting your young ball hawk on the floor. You're not putting your heat-seeking missile on the floor that can get deflections and change the game. I know he's raw offensively. I understand that. I understand his offensive game isn't there yet. But all you got to do is put him in the right situations. Don't force him to put the ball on the floor. Don't force him to make decisions. Catch and shoot and play defense. But he didn't even put him in the game. Color me confused, man. That's unbelievable. I remember a game last year where, and it's funny that I say last year because it seems like so long ago when I say these players' names, but Markelle Fultz had 16 points at halftime. We were so excited and happy to see Markelle Fultz on a roll, scoring points, getting buckets. Brett Brown benched him the entire second half for T.J. McConnell, lost the game, and then after the game he said he went with T.J. for defensive reasons. When he said that, I lost my mind. I was like, that's it, man. That's it. Maybe this isn't the guy, man. Maybe this isn't the guy. It's not a cop-out. It's not, oh, yeah, blame the coach when they lose, but don't give him credit when they win. Blame the coach when they lose. No. We're actually assessing things that he does. And he does a lot of very questionable things. Very questionable things. Same way people are like, oh, blame Gabe Kapler because the Phillies can't hit. Blame Gabe Kapler because the pitching's bad. No, he does questionable things that cost the team games. That's why Kapler is the hell out of here. Now listen, I'm not saying fire Brett Brown right now. I'm saying give him this season to figure it out. And if he doesn't figure it out with this roster, I'm sorry, Brett. It's time to move on. But you got the rest of this season. You do. You do. I got roasted on YouTube last night because I made a whole video about the officials, which I shouldn't have done. I got that. I get it. I was angry after the game. I was so pissed off about that final offensive foul call. I was pissed off about a couple offensive foul calls at the end of the game and the challenge that took the end one away from Embiid and Embiid getting a clean steal. They call it a foul. We challenge it. They review it. You see on the replay it's clearly a clear steal and they still don't overturn it. What's the point? What is the point of challenging plays? Please ask me. Tell me. Ask me and tell me. Tell me and ask me. What's the point? It's like challenging, pass interference in the NFL. It's a judgment call. So if the referees are going to look at it and say, well, it's so close right there that it's a judgment call, so we can't overturn it, then you can't overturn anything. It's clearly a listen, okay, so I'm not going to make this whole video about the refs. I just wanted to throw that in there. That's not why we lost the game. We had a 21-point lead. When it comes down to crunch time, it just looks like we have no plan. Watch the final possessions. It's Tobias one-on-one at the top. It's Embiid with the ball at the top of the key trying to make a decision. It just doesn't make sense, man. And this game is also on Joel Embiid. Obviously, he played like crap, but he made some horrendous decisions. And one of the worst decisions he made, we were up by 1 point. He got the ball on the block with the smaller Paul Millsap on him. And he didn't make a move to get to the rim and get fouled and ice the game. He didn't. He kicked it out to Al Horford, who airballed a three. Now, obviously, if Al makes that shot, we're all celebrating. But that can't be what happens there. Joel is the player in this game that's going to win or lose the game. We know that. He has to try to score the ball right there. He has to. The reason Brett Brown's on the hot seat is because it just seems like, well, do they do any film study? Do they do anything and make adjustments? Do they look at the game and say, okay, we can't do this anymore? Because they just do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Oh, man. Nikola Jokic killed us. I'm going to give you guys credit. I'm going to give Denver credit. I'm going to give Jokic credit. I think the guy's a big, soft weenie, to be honest. But he can shoot the ball. And, he can't do anything in the post, especially against Embiid, and he can't defend anybody in the post. But he can shoot the ball. And that's the NBA we're in now, man. We're in the NBA of 7-footers being able to shoot the ball, and it drives me nuts because I miss the 7-footers banging in the post, bully ball and all that stuff. I miss that. But the game's not like that anymore, man. And when Embiid tries to force his way in the post, they're calling offensive fouls every play. The game's not like that anymore. It's sad. It's really sad because the last play of the game, two big bodies fighting for position. If you lost the physical battle and you threw yourself on the floor and the referees gave you the game. Nikola Jokic versus Embiid in the paint. Embiid wins every time. But you don't give him a foul call because he gave up and threw himself on the floor. It wasn't a foul. But anyway, what was I saying before I got on that tangent about the refs again? Nikola Jokic killed us. A couple huge three-pointers down the stretch. They were just taking our hearts out, man. Paul Millsap hit a huge one in the corner. Jokic hit a couple big ones. And then the play where Jokic tries to force it underneath. Should have been a turnover. I think if Matisse Thybulle was in the game, it would have been a turnover. But they somehow get it out to Jokic, and he makes a falling down circus shot that goes in. And he was fouled on the play, too. I'm going to give you that also. Jokic killed us. You got it, man. He killed us. I never say the guy sucks. I just think he's soft and he's like, I don't like watching him play, man. He's a big, soft goofball. But when my center plays like he played last night, I can't really say much. So, yeah, that's it, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is Brett Brown on the hot seat? Is Brett Brown the reason we lost this game? Are we missing Ben Simmons direly? At least for his fast break ability and his defensive ability. The good thing to take away from this game is that we've only played 4 games with our entire team on the floor and healthy. So, as long as we get through the season, get into the playoffs, and we got everybody healthy and everybody's at full strength, I think we got a shot. Is Joel Embiid's physical wellness still an issue? Physical fitness, conditioning, is that still an issue? I mean, he looked tired. It is the end of a West Coast road trip. He did sit for 2 games. Apparently, something about the sea level, air level, high altitude in Denver that can affect people. I mean, I guess it can affect Embiid. He's from Africa, Maybe his genes are just like, bruh, I don't mess with Denver, bro. Like, I'm from Cameroon. My body doesn't like Denver. Maybe that's a real thing, but that sounds like an excuse to me. But then again, I've never played a sport on top of a mountain, so who knows, man. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. My name is DJ Eastwood. This is Run It Back. Have a great day.